once you try to break the habit, I changed my mind. Now I can have it. Make me feel alive. I've got nothing to to
Welcome everyone to the Microsector. So this technically I think season 4 of the Microsector. Or it could be season 3, I'm a little confused. Welcome to definitely the most hastily put together Microsector ever. I am Sean Ghost Muller, and joining me in the box is actually a special co-host at the moment. It's the one and only Good Doctor.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm well, are you well? How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, just casual, what is it, Thursday night?
Casual Thursday. So Sanman may be joining us a bit later. He's currently very busy at the moment. He's got fishing conferences on. I don't know what you do at a fishing conference, but talk about whitebait, I guess, or something like that. I wouldn't have a clue. So tonight, look, it is a bit of an interesting one tonight. We are actually going to open it up for you guys as viewers. So a lot of the conversation will be focused on so what you guys want to talk about. Now the good doc is currently on his phone at the moment, sitting on the couch, so that's why he's a little bit hard to hear. So I am going to what's the word? I was trying to think of the right word.
Ignore him.
Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. He's joined us.
Sorry about that.
That's all right, mate. How are you?
Just made it. Good, mate. A little flustered, but made it.
Oh, that's good.
All good.
Good to hear. So we're just mentioning you got fishing conferences and stuff. Could you enlighten the viewers on what exactly you do at a fishing conference?
You fall asleep. No, it's just new product, and unfortunately we're in an industry where we have to buy in February and we receive stock in November, so it's a lot of forward planning to try and get that even remotely right.
Yep.
Especially with current COVID issues influencing supply and production and timing and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's all a bit of trying to predict the future unsuccessfully most of the time as to what we're going to need stock-wise. So yeah, been doing that for the last 3 days, and hopefully have it done by tomorrow.
Good to hear.
Exciting, isn't it?
It is. Oh, it's still a minute.
Yeah.
A bit like my new job. I could sit there and talk to you about all the ins and outs of superannuation if you'd like.
There you go.
It's fascinating.
Well,
Oh.
that'd be interesting. Absolutely. That is something I need to know more about.
Oh, well, give me a week or two, mate, and we'll have a conversation. Be 35.50 an hour though. Just letting you know. Awesome. So tonight we're just going to have a quick chat, probably about the previous season. I quickly come home and made a couple little things up that we can sort of put up on the screen as well. But the main crux of tonight, of course, is announcing our next level racing winner. Now, I can give you the hot tip. Not many people know who the winner is. I believe it may be...
I don't.
Yeah, I believe it may be 2 or 3 people that know the winner. So it is going to be a surprise for a lot of people, which is really cool. That is what we wanted. So a big welcome to all our viewers. We've got NASCAR, TJ, Buffer. We've got Shizer, the plumber. Great guy, the plumber. He's a ripper. And... yeah, so if you are in chat, guys, please keep it flowing tonight. Any questions and that? It is a bit of an open forum tonight, so we are going to allow a lot of questions and things to discuss. We do have some news with the special event as well coming up. There is going to be a bit of a change, so definitely stay tuned for that. Of course, we'll put the information in Discord as per normal, but we thought we'd announce it live as well. G'day to Diego, g'day to Womble, and hope you are all well, gentlemen. So, I think we start off with, I just want to do a bit of a special thing in regards to our previous champs. So, there is our BMW champion. It is the one and only Aidan Halton. I hope I've pronounced that right. aka the Muffin Man. He did take away the Aussie Hampton M3 Challenge with a very solid season. As you can see there, he got himself 3 first positions, 2 thirds as well. Never got a second, which I find interesting, but only finished off the podium once, and that was sort of how he got his championship. A dominant performance. He moves up now up to the big boys. And do we know who he's driving for next season? Does anyone know?
He he's headed off to Team 53 with Pete NASCAR.
Oh,
there you go. Good pickup. That's right.
that's right. OP Pete now has got a OP team because he's also picked up TJ in the BMW M4s. How that happened, I don't know. So we'll be definitely some investigations going on there. Definitely breaking the salary cap. But yeah, great season by Captain Muffin. Really, actually, I'm really intrigued to see how he goes up with the big boys, especially in the M6 land. So very intrigued. I think he'll do quite well. He's one of the ones I'm picking to get up to A quite quickly. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Oh, you go first, Doc.
He's a quick operator. Interestingly enough, too, he did take Gamesman to Team 53 with him as well from Deeds. They've wound back their appearance at Deeds to a minor sponsor role, and he's taken them over as a lead sponsor on 2 cars at Team 53, which is awesome to see the guys really getting behind him and going with him across the ditch to the other team.
Oh, so he did James Courtney.
But he did. He took the sponsor and went with him. But he's going to be a solid operator in that M6. I haven't had my ear to the ground yet. We really had Jemanda in here to tell us what's been going on the circuit, because I know a lot of guys have been testing early, but I'm not up to speed with what the guys have been up to. But I do hear whispers of some of these young fellas like the captain that out and about already testing the new cars. So I do think he's going to be really solid. He's probably going to be in a lot better shape than some of the Ferrari guys would have been too, coming out of the M3 into the M6, which is a very similar platform. So I'm actually really looking forward to him really taking it. I'm actually tipping him to end up in Group A pretty quickly.
This is Captain Muffin you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking that's the interesting part, isn't it? Sort of without seeing him race directly against the guys in either Group A or B in the top group is exactly where does he slot in. That's the interesting part. But I think you're right. I think he's right up there with the quickest of them and should be in that Group A within very little time. I've got an interesting little side note here for you boys. Got an email from my internet provider today from TPG. Anybody in chat with TPG? Anybody?
Not me. But...
Neither of you boys with TPG?
No.
Nope.
Okay, so they've offered 6 months free doubling of my download speed to, at the moment, about 270 megabyte per second. But the bastards have gone and halved my upload speed. So where I was getting 20 odd megabit upwards, now I'm down to about 9. And if I get to choose, I know what I'd rather have. So yeah, anybody else out there with TPG, it's a bit of a dodgy deal, that one. The difference between getting 150 and 270 is not a hell of a lot, but at halving your upload speed's a bit of a bugger. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you guys.
That's brutal. Hey Brocky, hope you're well. So yeah, definitely well done to the Muffin Man. Fantastic season. Really should hold his head up high, and definitely looking forward to seeing how he goes next season. Moving on to the next level racing 458 Competizione champion. Well, it's that bloke. Yeah, Brocky. We know all about him. Okay, the Cyborg. His second perfect season. Of course, his first perfect season was in the Hyundai. So the second time he's won everything. Actually, frankly, disgusting, those stats. So he won every race. He got three poles, 3 fastest laps, and 2 driver of the day. He's like pretty much the perfect season.
That's a pretty solid run.
Yeah, pretty solid. Yeah, pretty solid. It just goes to prove that this guy can drive pretty much anything. He is a very skilled operator. I think the biggest thing about Brocky that I've always taken away, and that's why I love chatting to him as well, is he's actually quite humble. He's a lot of these sim races, especially these alien sim races, some of them do have a bit of an ego about him. But Brocky doesn't. He's very humble. He keeps he's always willing to, roll the sleeves up, give a hand. I've asked him many times about tips on ACC as well. Just a really down-to-earth kind of guy. I'm actually really like to meet the guy in real life so I can have a beer with him, because I reckon he'd be a good bloke to have a cheeky froth dog with. But I think Also, the thing I love about watching Brocky drive as well is just his consistency. He is super consistent. Just can nail lap times after lap times. I call him the metronome. When he gets in his mood, I've watched a lot of, commentated a lot of his races. Once he gets into that metronome mood, he's impossible to beat. Absolutely impossible.
Look, it's a just a couple sort of. I think he does have an ego, but I think it's not. It's in the right place. I think it's that ego that keeps driving him to do what he's done there. You know, first after first after first after first. It'd be very easy, or it'd be the hardest part might be even stay motivated. You know, to continue performing at that level. It'd be very easy to sort of slacken off, but no, he practices every week. He's prepared for every race, both from a lap time to strategy, the complete package. So there's no weakness in his approach to any race, and it shows. But yes, I think he does have an ego, but it's in the right place. He's very approachable, as you said. I don't care if you've been in, you know, Sector 1 since the beginning of time, or if you've just joined. There's nothing to stop you approaching Brocky, asking questions, and trying to find out whatever you want to do. Just to have a chat with him. He's a good fella like that. Yeah, like you were saying, I think I don't like to draw comparisons, you know, because it can look unfavourably on some. But way back in the beginning, we had a fellow by the name of Tarmac Terry, who was also a very dominant driver within our championship. Incredibly fast driver. And I think Sean and I, we've discussed it privately in an off-air that maybe from a outright pure speed point of view may have even had it over Brocky from the ability to pull out a crazy time, but nobody's really come close to his ability to race as well. You know, he's driving these times, and when people have challenged him, he's had, you know, close racing, and he's able to handle that as well, where perhaps Terry didn't at the time. You know, he sort of tended to encounter issues and have offs and under that pressure, where Brocky never broke under that pressure. And I think that's sort of what sets him apart from a lot of the other so-called aliens out there, is that he can handle pressure really, really well as well.
Just a couple of questions here. Womble says he only drinks at Moe. No, Brocky drinks Bollinger. He has class. TJ says he knows he's great, one of the best for sure, but he doesn't flaunt it over everyone else. Little funny fact, actually. So there are two champions were the two drivers that drove in that Speed Week Esports series on SBS. Yeah, so there you go. Get on telly and you're fast. 100% agree then, Knuckle. 100%, mate. Terry was humble as well. 100% agree with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Terry helped me out a lot as well. So they're both really humble guys. We've had a couple of other fast guys that certainly weren't as humble. We won't name any names because we don't do that here on the Microsector, but I'm sure we all know who we're talking about. But yeah, definitely. And it's a great trait to have. I'm a big fan in any sport in life as well. If you're really good at something, it really is nice to, you know, to have that person go, you know what, I'm good, but, you know, at the end of the day, I'm having fun, and yeah, I love that kind of stuff. So that really, yeah, well done, guys. Awesome stuff. You should be proud of yourselves.
That was a hell of a season, that's for sure.
It was, absolutely.
I guess
Yes.
the big question now is, can he come back to the pack a little bit after the M6s?
You think it
so.
might...
From a race point of view.
Oh, God. Knuckles, here we go. Let's move on, gentlemen, quick. I can see this going south very quickly.
Just one more little bit on these two fellas here, actually, just as they're still up on the screen, or just off the screen now. So in season 3, you'll see a couple of M6s, one driven by the Cyborg, and one driven by Muffin. They'll both be carrying a white window banner as a carryover, as the fact that they're both the reigning champions of the particular series. So Muffin will take his over to M6 and T53.
Yep.
And Cyborg obviously will run his on his car in the M6 Championship. It's just a little something we put on the car because as we know, the Cyborg's not overly keen on losing the 05 on the side of the car. BLX took the number 1 for last season, but the Cyborg's not really into the number 1. He likes his number, he wants to keep it. So we sort of had a bit of a chit chat and said, yeah, look, let's do something else. And we thought about different coloured numbers and whatnot, but yeah, the white window banner is just something simple. And yeah, just so when we're watching on the stream, we can remember who the champions are, and hopefully they get to keep them.
Excellent.
Nice touch.
Very much a nice touch. I like it. So, they might have thought we forgot about him, but I haven't, because I'm a nice guy, and I actually rushed home to do this because I forgot I had to do this. Our team's champion for season 2 was Lucky's Lawn Care. I didn't forget about your Knuckles and Lucky. Wow, what a... So this team was our combined team's champion. So in M3 land and in 458 Competizione land. Fantastic result for this team, considering some of the challenges they did have. For starters, they had a driver injure themselves in terms of Grassies before the season. So he pretty much drove the first few rounds in an automatic one-handed, which is a huge effort in itself. I actually tried it the other day because I was curious to see how hard it is. Excuse my language, but it's fucking hard. Really hard.
You have to relearn how to drive, especially even just going back to automatic. You've got to relearn how to drive the car because you can't use the engine braking up to slow you up. Because it's not there. You can't shift down to pull the car up. You've just got to rely on the brakes.
And of course,
you've got to completely change the way you drive.
And you can't fuel save in an auto either. So
no.
Then they had their championship contender driver pull out mid-season. So in the M3 land, so that threw another cat amongst the pigeons. And also, you know, they had a couple of tough races over in Ferrari land as well. But altogether, they were the most consistent team overall for the whole season, which is great to see. And look, this is a team that's had some rotten luck in past seasons as well. We all remember the famous draft gate, as I like to call it now. 2 in a row they got the last pick of the draft. But they did it with, you know, with aplomb. They never really sort of let it get them down. They just kept on trucking, and this is their reward. They finally got a team's champion. Now, early rumours out of Lucky's Lawn Care, though, a certain driver, the number 2 driver, is not a fan of the M6, I've heard.
No.
So
I'm interested. I was expecting that, to be honest, because these guys have been in the Ferrari for quite a while now, and when you race a certain car, especially a car that has the characteristics of the 458, she's a bit of a twitchy thing, and if you're used to driving that over multiple seasons and all you're practicing is that car, moving to something like the M6 with its big doughy, docile thing that it is, you have to completely change your style of driving. These guys here are going to be on the back foot now. We were always talking about them on the front foot into the Ferrari Championship because they've been there before, but now they're going to meet the other end of it and be coming in sort of going, right, we're going to have to catch up to these guys that are used to driving cars like this.
So I do believe they are unchanged for next season, which is a nice thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they've...
I just want to answer a couple of questions here. Sorry to interrupt, but I got to answer a couple of questions here. Superfly and TJ, you haven't seen me drive yet. I haven't really turned a lap yet, gentlemen, so don't get too ahead of yourself. Ali joking, I love you all. Yeah, but back to the point of continuity, definitely. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think they're unchanged. They've got Grassies, and I believe Maginot is in with him again in the M4. So he had a really good back end of the season.
I think also, and Grassie's improvement, you could just see once he got a bit of use back in his hand and he switched to the manual, he really found some pace. Make no mistake, once he's fully come M4 time, he's going to be up there. Make no mistake about it. I have all the faith in the world in him. Maginot, I love him because he's got one of the best game attack. I love just calling him. He's great to call. But also he's quite consistent. His social media game is strong as well, which is always a tick in my book. But yeah, well done to Lucky's Lawn Care. Very great effort, fantastic. I have seen a sneak peek.
Well deserved.
Sneak peek of their cars for season 3, and I'm giving you the hot tip. They're already my favourites. I love them.
They look stunning.
They look fantastic.
Very good looking cars.
Yeah, definitely look better than on an Audi, that's for sure. Oh, sorry. That slipped. My bad. Moving on. So, what do we reckon we do now, gentlemen? Do we open the floor a bit, or do we get on with this next level racing competition, and then we can open the floor?
Well, when you say open the floor, was there a specific point of discussion guys in chat want to sort of bring up, or?
Actually, you know what we do? Before we do that...
I've got a discussion to bring it to get us started.
All right, go ahead.
How much trouble is Team Sydney in this season for first supercars, losing Coca-Cola as their main sponsor? They are in deep trouble.
Yep. Well done, Fabs. Nice team to go to.
He's got out of it all right. He's got the local Legends car, but they've just announced that they've got 2 matching fluoro yellow cars, and one of them's got a hodgepodge of sponsors on it. The other one's retaining local Legends. But yeah, there's a very big lack of Coca-Cola red on those cars for next season, which is a big blow to that team.
We just caught you mid-bite, did we?
Sorry, the much better half. The much better half has brought me in my dinner. So
Nice.
that's the service you get in the box. It's great.
What's on the menu?
Macca's tonight. We're having a bit of a lazy night, so...
Oh,
all right.
best liveries of all time.
Now,
It's Superfly.
now Superfly, is that in terms of real race cars, Sector 1? How's that, how would you like us to discuss that? Because that's quite an open topic, so need a little bit more
That's a broad topic.
clarification on that one. Buffer, how's the fact we can park and view at Sandown for the round view? I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm not. Yeah. I don't know. I'm one of those old school people. I like to stand and smell and hear and but that's just me personally. Superfly. Real race cars. For me, it's easy. Nothing beats a martini livery.
Somebody disagreed.
I just like stirring him up.
I know.
Yourself, good dog? He's probably got about 20,000 favourite liveries. Half of them.
I'm just thinking really hard, actually.
Half of them are probably on planes.
Yeah.
I know Sanman's.
I like Etihad. That looks good.
Sanman's is Williams. Am I correct, sir?
Yeah.
Thought so.
Which one?
Be the
What would it be?
Rothmans.
90. Yeah.
95.
Rothman's
96?
Camel
Yeah.
with the yellow front end on it. A cannon on the side.
Well, there's the two. There was a 96 and then there was the prior. What was the... fuck, what are we looking at about? Would have been
92. 92 was Mansell's dominant car.
That's...
Yep.
I was a big fan of the complete Angler Bentley liveries back in the day, which were a rip-off of a certain real-life team, which was brought to life by some weirdo cross-dressing fella who likes to have a go every once in a while. But I was always a fan of the complete Angler livery.
Holy crap! Wow. Also,
I actually,
Must-
if I had to pick
Yep.
if I had to pick an F1 livery, I'd pick the BAR Honda livery.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Jeez, I remember back in the day when we were all racing to make when they released the F1 car.
Yeah.
Racing.
Oh, actually, Tacky New Ace Footwork Heart was good too. I
The
really like
Jag,
that
I'm a
car.
fan of the Jag. The Jag's pretty.
F1 livery, 1986 Benetton. Just the,
Yep.
just it's so 80s. It's not even funny. So definitely. So I've got some comments here, so I want to read out because we want to sort of go back. So we just Womble discussion. Does Borky have a Brazilian or a landing strip? Yeah.
Always a bit of thought.
Yeah, it does actually. Hijacker says Two-Face Pepsi. That was a good livery.
Oh yeah, Fahrenheit's good car. That.
Yep.
Except it cost them too much to keep fixing it when they scratched it, so they went to the Pepsi kit car after that because it was all black.
Brocky says the Big Banger VK HDT 05. Wow, you're so original, Brocky. Like, really. You really go out there with your choices. Shizer says the GT Track Porsche livery. That was actually a nice livery. Yes, definitely agree with that.
I reckon Brocky would have 70s Bush.
Oh, yeah, actually, you know what? I was thinking that with sideburns.
Covering spinner.
Okay, just having a look there. Yep. Womble says the Williams BMW F1 liveries. Fun fact about that livery, actually. The Williams BMW V10 is the loudest race car I've ever heard. That thing used to basically borderline make your ears bleed.
That one had that big like walrus front end on it, didn't it? Big walrus tooth front end on it.
Yep, that's the one.
Twin down into the front splitter. Yeah, that was an ugly race car from the front. They were all ugly back then, though.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really weird time for Formula
An
One
ugly
cars.
period.
It only got worse after that. Then they had the ones with the protruding member hanging off the front of the
These proposed new, what are they now? 2022 cars, are they?
Yep.
They look hard. They look real pretty.
They actually do look good. I agree with that.
They're big, aren't they, the race cars now?
Oh, I saw a
Did
post.
you guys happen to see the one where they did the Renault, where Alonso drove that V10 Renault?
Yeah, around Abu.
And they
Dhabi.
parked it next to the other one,
Mm.
the current one, and it's like nearly
Tiny.
half the length of it. It was
Yeah.
massive. The new one, it's unreal. Plus you have to put those batteries in it, I guess, but it's just enormous. I didn't know that big.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks, Wolf.
Evening, Celebrate. Hope you're well. Shizer says Brocky's first retro livery on the Hyundai. Yes. Yes, that was a good livery.
What was that? The Toyota one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one Gazballs put on pole.
I was going to say,
That
Gaz,
orange thing,
you saw
orange
the
and
Bathurst
white.
of them,
Yep. Buffer says the 911 Blokes Advice livery. That was a nice livery. TJ says the green and black Bottle O Falcon. NASCAR says Rainbow Warrior. I believe he would be talking about Jeff Gordon, if I'm not mistaken. Alan says best liveries NASCAR Chrome Tribute livery of Darryl Rawtrip. Yes, 100% Alan. Agree with that. If we're going to talk other liveries as well from other motorsports, I was always a fan of the Repsol Ford Escort and Rally cars, the Carlos Sainz drive. I always loved that.
Yeah, that looked good.
And of course, we all know my personal Texaco Sierra. Like, seriously. Just pure, simple, to the point, clean, and the greatest touring car of all time.
Cheating.
Cheating? Oh, you want to talk about cheating? It's not cheating. It was bending.
Painted black sedan.
It was bending the rules back then. So yeah, it's a good topic. Very nice topic. Who brought that was Superfly. Good.
More interesting topic would be ugliest liveries
Oh, yeah. Geez.
within Sector 1.
Oh, controversial. Oh, I like it.
But we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't do that.
I can't
Not in
say
public.
that one though, Claude, because he's in the chat with. I mean,
Ugliest. Ooh,
Yes.
that's a good one.
Honestly, I can't think of many that have made it to a race that weren't in their own way really pretty looking cars. I can't think of anything that necessarily
Yeah, one of
stands
them,
out as an ugly one.
You can say that
Maybe
you're
the
not
odd
to
retro
replace-
one that when we were making them in a bit of a hurry, when we were doing retro liveries and that sort of thing. Some of those were a bit.
I think also we've got to remember is liveries are subjective. So I put this in the
Yeah.
delivery chat a couple of weeks ago. Is one man's champagne is another man's passion pop. So
Absolutely.
I mean, Lucas
I don't
argue all the
agree with
time.
those.
I love golf liveries, but Lucas hates them.
do.
So
Yep.
yeah. Excalibur, that blue and yellow community Renault. Ooh, you got to add more context to that. That's spicy, meatball.
Oh, I know which one that is. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
yep.
What
Oh,
are the underdog S1 drivers? That's a good one more. I like that one.
hey. Womble, fire into him, son.
The pink and white cars.
I like them actually.
They grew on me, the pink and wash. My initial reaction was, what? But they grew on me over time.
Womble, what about an underdog Sector 1 driver in Season 3 of Sector 1? Ooh.
Who's under the radar? That's a good question. I like that one a lot, Womble.
Gaz.
Yeah.
Remember, he's been out of the game for a while.
Yeah, but we
know
we
he's
know
quick.
what he's capable of. We're not racing
I'm
at the mountain, but
I've got I reckon keep an eye on Obsession Motorsport in the M6. I think you got the likes of Ricky Bobby and Berry. I think they're gonna have a really good season. Ricky Bobby also had a good season in the Ferrari. Berry not so much. He was down around the middle of B. But I think that they're really going to accelerate now that they've got a decent car under them. And the BMW is looking strong too. You got Peruski bouncing back in the...
Wouldn't agree with that.
Car that he really, really loves.
Wouldn't agree with that buffer. Carsey's not on the radar anymore. We definitely pumped his tyres up in the last round, in the last stream.
He's starting an A. He's big news into Group A.
Yeah.
who's that?
Carsey.
Kazi.
Oh, yes. Well, it's going to be interesting. There's been a lot of upgrading of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of boys have upgraded their gear. They're gone from Thrustmaster to what's this other mob called?
Fanatec, baby.
The Fanatec, and guys from Logitech to Thrustmaster and all sorts. But that's going to make a difference. I think we are just having a quick chat to Pete, to NASCAR the other night. He's already noticing a big difference having gone from his Logitech to the Fanatec, and that's going to make it an already quick driver even faster.
Oh, what about you, Mr. Direct Drive Boy?
Yeah, I haven't even... It's still sitting on the couch. I haven't touched it. So I don't know what that's going to do. I've got to get it set up before Race 1 Season 3, but needs a set of pedals too. So if anybody wants to sell a set of V3 pedals, let me know. But, all these boys that have upgraded, and that obviously covers you too there. As much as I hate to say it, I think you're a bit of an unknown quantity going into Season 3 there. Ghost, having upgraded your gear and coming in fresh, putting a lot of time into Assetto Corsa, which while they're different, dynamics and mechanics and physics and all that, it's still, practice. One to keep an eye on, but I think there's quite a few guys that we can expect some improvement to come from.
Ghost is the big talk up for as well, coming into the season, into Group A, starting the season strong with the big boys. Obviously, he had a bit of a runaway bottom back into the season, then come back into Group A and won a race. Showed the boys how to do it. So I'm actually really excited to watch from round one, having a real shot at the championship for once and actually showing it. As we know what Ghost is like, he gets it between, he gets the bit between his teeth and gets after it. He's his own biggest bloody critic. So I'm actually really keen to watch coming into round one, where he's actually going to fall with these guys. Couple of new guys in M4 as well.
Agree with that too.
Quick new operators.
Dadson.
So I actually think both championships are going to be fantastic.
Stickers will definitely be a contender. Make no mistake about that.
Absolutely, Stickers will be a contender.
He's competitive like I am, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Is he up into the... What's it? Where's he racing next season?
He's with M4 Group 8.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
He's in that top bracket at M4, so it'd be Stickers, Ghost, Jimmy Superfly. He'd probably be unbackable for the favourite at this early stage before they start racing again, having probably just missed out on the step up into M6. He was probably back into the season very, very, very strong. You could have argued that he should have been an M6, but just there wasn't the space there to upgrade 3 drivers. So Jimmy's got it all to do now to really show these guys that he can come out in front. But
g'day, Troy.
the Stickers is going to be quick. Ghost is going to be quick. Hey, Troy. And again, too, there's a lot of guys that have been having quiet seasons in the M3 that will be on the hunt as well, I think.
Wow, Bullfrog TJ to smash them all. Big statement. I've always said.
I do believe so, Captain.
I've always said it's all good winning in a community race. Let's get these boys in a pack of experienced Sector 1 drivers. Then we'll see how they go. So it's very much different racing against guys that have raced together for 3-4 seasons. We know each other. Hi, Jack. He's still burdened about that. That was still...
Hey, Dan.
G'day, Dan. Or Chuck, as he's known now. Mr. Walker.
Yeah, cheeky bugger.
To this day, Hijacker, that's still the best race I've ever driven. Oh, yes. Good one, Speedy. V8 back on the Group A podium. I like that a lot. He's one I think that could, back in his favoured front rear. He'll be one to watch. He'll head to Group A, I think, with a bullet. So
He kind of has to, though, doesn't he? Just being on the other side of this controversial topic, he's had a couple of rough seasons in mid-mount cars. Was there or thereabouts in the GDR, but was prone to making mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, Hijacker had a really strong season.
Hey, Cruisin'.
And now he's really got nowhere to hide now in the M6. He's sort of got to come out and go and drive well and drive strong and put together a full race. I think he can do it, but the question will be there too, especially going into round 1 with his track record at the moment. You know, he'd be tough on himself too. We've all seen him and heard him in the admin chat as well. Not had a happy season in the Ferrari. So I know he's keen as been to get in there and really show the guys that he's not all about one lap speed.
Yeah, I think his challenge is to try to find that happy medium, isn't it? At the moment, the gap between his very best and his worst is pretty bloody wide, where he needs to bring sort of that variation in his lap times and down a bit. You know, maybe not quite as on the edge as he's constantly trying to push.
Go, Stickers.
But it'll be interesting to see where he finds himself. Like, we're all keen to see where he ends up next season.
There you go. There's a number popped up, guys. Adam's doing 57.
And I take absolutely no notice of that. I'm just one of those people.
I know that the bad doctor's been in the 57s as well, so
it's all
I think
good.
A lot of guys are going to be surprised how close up that championship will be. Those cars are going to be a lot closer together than the Ferraris were.
As I've said, when you post things like that, times and stuff, it is basically pulling your pants down, pulling it out, grabbing a measuring tape and going, "Ooh, look at me." That's all it is. I've never been a fan of that. I'm one of those people. We'll see you on Sunday. That's how I feel. Little shout out to Stickers as well. He was in hospital earlier this week, poor bloke. He's all good now and back at home, so I hope you are feeling well, buddy. Oh, pardon me, that was some good fries. Anyway, what do we go now? All right, so how we're going to run now is we'll come back to the open forum because I'm actually loving this open forum. It's really cool to have you guys sort of provide the inspiration for the conversation as well. So if you want, here's an idea for you. Come up with a random top 5 list and I'll pick the best and we'll do that at the end as well. Put us all on the spot. So, because we've got some really nice viewer numbers now, The special event, there is a change. So it was originally going to be Friday qualifying and then Saturday races for both. We have decided as admin, as a collective, that due to sort of numbers and stuff as well and other things playing a part, the Group C race will be postponed. Maybe to the weekend after. The M3 race will still go ahead, but it will be run all on the Saturday. And then how it's going to work is qualifying will be a 20-minute qualifying race. That will determine the grid for the 60 minutes around Tsukuba. If you have not got a team livery, get onto your team owner who can get onto a livery Jedi and get that sorted as possible. We will not allow playing cars or individual liveries on the grid. So we need 14 Sector 1 team liveries. Drivers we're pretty drivers we're pretty open with, so it's sort of, from what I've heard though, the grid is close to full. So that is how that's going to be run. So that'll be on Saturday. It will be streamed. Not too sure who's going to stream it yet. We'll discuss that, but it will be streamed. That is a guarantee. And that will be from 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time on Saturday. The Group C race, I'm thinking it's a combination of maybe people are a bit scared of the Group C car, maybe because it's the weekend of Valentine's Day. We're not too sure. The grid numbers are a little disappointing, so we are going to postpone that. We are still very keen to run that race because there has been a ton of effort going into those Group C liveries. As Lucas will attest to as well, they are not an easy car to work on livery-wise. They are quite challenging. So everyone that has done one, they look amazing. So if you are a team that have not done a Group C livery, we are going to give you now another week. Also gives us a chance to find 14 drivers for the Group C race. 14, that's it, 14. 1-4. There is 56 driving members in Sector 1. If we can't find 14 drivers, we have an issue. So that's what's that.
It's on that too. You don't have to be driving for your team.
No.
If your team's already got a driver representing your team and you're still keen to have a run, just put your hand out there. There's teams that are having trouble filling cars, so you never know. You'll get a drive. Like for the BMW race, the E30 race, we've got a blacklight guy driving the Obsession car because the Obsession guys are all busy, unfortunately, on the day. So the bad doctor's going to jump in the Obsession E30 and race against me in the blacklight E30, and we're going to have a bit of a fun time there. So if you're keen, put your hand up. We'll try and find you some.
No, TJ, they don't. So you can go drive the Red Mist car. No, you and Womble have been talking about it, and he's really want to get it done. So that's fine, yeah. But what we are going to try and stipulate, I know it might be difficult, if you've drove the M3 race, wait till the Group C race gets filled up. Then if we need spots, then jump in. And vice versa as well. So we want everyone to have a crack as well. So, yeah. So just having a look there at the moment. So Excalibur says Aussie Hampton on Revolution. Nice. Brocky says, sorry I can't compete, guys. I just need a break for a while to prepare for my holiday on a severe budget. So Brocky's out for this week and the Group C race as well. So get in, ladies and gentlemen. You might have a chance of winning a race. So hit up team owners and that. We'll probably put in Discord tomorrow for a confirmed list of drivers for the M3 race. So by tomorrow night, Saturday morning at the absolute latest, we want 14 drivers on the grid for the M3 race Saturday night. So just to repeat, Saturday night, it'll be a 20-minute race for the grid and then a 60-minute race around Tsukuba. Time of days, I haven't sorted them out yet. I'll get them sorted hopefully probably tonight. So that'll be Saturday night, and then most likely next weekend we'll do the Group C race, and we'll probably do a similar kind of thing. So like a 20-minute race for the grid, and then 90 minutes around the Nordschleife. So there. So, but of course, all information will be posted as Discord as per normal. I think that's it. Is that it? Have I missed anything?
No, that's good.
Got it all.
Professionally. Alright, so I did say a couple of top fives there. I just want to make sure I don't miss them. So, alright. So, out of these four, we're going to pick one, gentlemen, but we'll do something else first. But I just want to... We can go top five fast food burgers, top five dad jokes, top five S1 accidents. Ooh, that's a juicy one. And top five donut flavors. What do we reckon? I like Shies. I like top five S1 accidents. Because
That's pretty good.
that's good. All right, we're going to go top five S1 accidents.
Does that include TH accidents?
Yeah,
Just
I think
to
so.
clarify.
I think it
Has
has
to.
to.
Okay.
Because number one's easy. All right.
I think I know my number 2 as well, actually, off the top of my head.
Yeah, I got a couple already off the top of my head. Awesome. All right. So,
Oh, yeah.
top five supercar
Need
crashes.
a pen.
Interesting. What do we got there? So it's definitely not. So it's definitely said.
Top 5 supercar crashes. Mossed it into the fence at the top of the mountain at Bathurst.
Holdsworth.
Actually right up
Was
there.
it
Holdsworth at Sandown.
Down.
Getting John O'Webbed into the fence. Sandown.
What was the other big one at Sandown? Was that Macaulay Jones? The cool drive.
Yeah, Macca went in
Yeah.
there. What was it?
The
When,
friggin'
Warren Love's brake failure at Bathurst,
Yeah.
turn 2, where he speared Lowndes'
the
car in
friggin'
fence.
the friggin' fire at Barbagallo. When
Yeah, that was big, wasn't it?
Cool tide at Bathurst. Yep, there you go. See, there you go. There's 5. How good are we?
Frosty at Bathurst over the chase.
Wing Cup this year at Bathurst. Oh, sorry, that's a bit sore. We'll move on. It was a big one.
That was just gonna
It
happen.
was just funny. All right, so
Team own a Wing Cup.
the Next Level Racing competition. Videos were sent off to Next Level Racing. They have picked a winner. So they did come back to us with a winner, which is very exciting. First of all, a massive thank you goes to all the people that did enter. There were some absolute crackers in there as well. We'll play the winner first, and then we'll give some special mentions, and then we'll have a bit of a chat about it as well. But, ladies and gentlemen, here is the winner of the Next Level Racing competition.
G'day guys, I am really excited about this competition brought to us by Next Level and Sector 1. It'd be fantastic, a wonderful opportunity because my current situation, I'm as stable as a tasered turkey sitting on an old pallet with a milk crate, and it looks like it's been put together by a bunch of crazy gibbons with access to some cable ties, and that's probably not very safe. If I got a Next Level rig, I'd be stuck to it like sunburnt thighs on a vinyl car seat cover, and that would make me as happy as a baby beaver in a toothpick factory. No other way to describe it. I'm very, very pumped about this. It would mean I'll be actually able to practice at night rather than having to come up in real life to Tassie's version of Pikes Peak. How cool is this place? It's as cool as an Eskimo's lunchbox. I'm hoping that I can do all right with Sector 1 and Next Level, this competition. Thanks, guys, for putting it on. Absolutely love it. Whoever wins this is going to be as excited as Big Clive at a Chico Roll convention, and they'll be grinning like a goat eating garlic. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Congratulations, Alan. Fantastic. I love that video. How many great saves is that? Was it the thighs and leather? It's so good. It's gold.
What a view too, by the way, just quietly.
Sensational view. He's happy as Clive Palmer at a Chico Roll convention. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, no, really well done, Alan. That was, definitely a fantastic video. Very well deserved. And I am sure that Shiza will be in contact with you or Diego very soon, so you can get your brand new rig and come racing, which is very exciting. I want to give a shout out to two videos as well. My personal favourite was Superflies. One, because it felt like a World Vision ad. Just that, if you want to give to a poor sim racer, and then he really got his freak on in the last 5 seconds. I don't know where that come from. Pulls the shirt out and gets the rig out. I was like, oh, that's a bit erotic. So yeah, definitely shout out to him, and also to Scotty G's just for the brutality of his daughter. That was one of I absolutely love that. Can I use your rig? No. I was like, yes. So but yeah, very well done, Alan. Little thing about Alan as well. Alan watches pretty much most of our streams live as well. He's always really active in the chat. So he's a fantastic guy. Supports us massively. So big congratulations, Alan. Well done, buddy.
Congratulations, mate.
So he's got himself a next level racing rig, and if you are looking for your sim racing needs, please go see the guys at Next Level Racing and tell them Go sent you, because if they don't know who I am, well, that's an issue. Womble says, I hope it bursts in the flames. Wow, the salt. It's
real.
Who did we used to call Saxa? Was that you, Good Doc, or was that Filthy? Who was Saxa? I think that was you.
No comment.
Yeah, it was Good Doc. We're now passing that title over to Womble. Womble will now be known as Saxa. So there we go.
Special delivery incoming.
Yeah, yep, definitely.
Maybe just a quick broader thank you to anybody who made a video towards that competition.
Yep.
Thanks for putting the time in, guys. It's appreciated, and obviously being able to hand in a number of videos into Next Level lets them know that we're keen about what we do, and that they should continue to support, which at this stage they are more than happy to do. So to anybody that made a video, thank you very much.
And that kind of response too will potentially lead to more competitions as well. So support the people that support us.
Definitely. And also, I just want to give a little personal thank you also to Shiza and to the guys at Next Level Racing. One for Shiza for really making a lot of this possible. So thank you, Shiza. And also thank you to Next Level Racing for their continued support. And also to Aussie Hampton and Auto One for giving us great support. So if you are looking for a home loan, please hit up them off. And also, and tell them Go sent you. And if you are looking for all your automotive needs, head down to Auto One. That's right. Don't go to Super Cheap. Oh no, head to Auto One. That's right. I was trying to do that. You remember that 80s sort of voice from Car City? That's right. That's what I was remembering.
Car City.
Yeah. Or no, Pick Apart. That's it. Pick Apart. Don't leave that car just sitting in the heat car and Pick Apart where everything's cheap. Second-hand cars for second-hand for a door, a wheel, or a bumper bar. Anyway, moving on. Okay, yeah. Congratulations, Alan. Well done, Alan. Dadson, who's been the most improved team this season? Ooh.
LLCR.
Well, considering, definitely LLCR.
That said, though, there's an argument there for
Deeds.
Ragged Edge. There's an argument for Red Mesh. There's an argument for Deeds. Bacchus.
Yep.
Dadson Racing's had a good season.
A lot of teams have had a good season.
Yeah. It's hard to split them because a lot of teams had really, really decent seasons.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, very much so. So, we've probably got about 10 more minutes, guys, before we wrap it up. So anything you'd like to ask, we are doing the top 5 Sector 1 accidents right at the end, so it's giving us more time to think about it. But anything you want to discuss for a little bit, please fire it into the chat and we will endeavour to do our best to discover it. Brocky says CP. No. Because CP let us know how good they are every day of the week.
CP are actually going to be on the sort of the recovery run in the BMWs next season. They had as a whole.
Yep.
They had what would you consider below average for them? I think, considering that they've been one of the standout teams the last couple of seasons. Not talking down the guys at all, but a lot of their positioning, especially for Cornerstone, was based around the Salbrook winning the season out.
Oh, the fan club.
They did struggle, obviously, with Chase. Chase starting a lot of races early in the season.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, actually, I've got to give a special shout out to Troy's as well. He put on a dress. I mean, fair play.
He broke the dress too.
Yeah. You're always on it. He even did the voice as well. It was very good. Brewski's actually, yeah.
About to saw one from Excalibur.
Yeah, that's it. Captain. Gee. Well, actually, I was watching back some old videos. Remember, the reverse got moved over to Wardo, because remember in that exhibition race, Wardo did it in the Lamborghini. And chat blew up. It's like, oh, he's done a captain. Yeah, wow, yeah.
There's actually a really famous NASCAR video like that too, where one of the second tier NASCAR guys gets cleaned up along the back straight. I think it was at one of the very small circuits, like Richmond or something. And the guy gets on the radio going, "What did you do?" He goes, "You just drove across the damn track." That was me to my spotter as I come around the corner. I come around, locked up all four wheels of my Hyundai, just plowed into the side of this Aston Martin, with backing across the circuit.
So, yeah, well. So it's looking like people aren't really got anything else they want to talk about. This is your chance, guys. The Microsector most likely won't be back. We might do a season preview the Thursday before round one, but we won't be back for a bit. So this is your chance to hear us. You got 3 admin in the box at the moment. So anything you want to ask or talk about, this is your opportunity. As good as Discord is, it is nice to just talk about it. Brocky says, so Troy was in his daily wear. Oh, Jesus. Celibus says, imagine dressing in drag and not winning. Superfly says, that's his evening wear for the second job. I could feel a new nickname coming. I could feel it. Shiza said they thought he dressed like that all the time. Jesus. Hijacker, top 5 accidents. Just pick one Soda Wars race and you'd still struggle to pin it down to 5 accidents.
They were pretty wild.
They were.
Races. They were right up there.
Speedy, podium predictions for M3s and Group C. Ooh, considering we don't know who's driving.
Racing.
Morgan's in the M3.
He'll be very hard to beat in the M3s. He loves driving that kind of loose sort of style, so he'll be definitely one to beat. Yeah. I believe I've heard a rumour that DB might be driving the bloody Group Cs. If that's the case, well, that's over. Yeah.
I am thinking of running an impromptu comp.
Oh.
So I'm going to put out there for all of you guys that have stuck through this horrible Microsector. Hasn't been that bad. What have we got? 30 people still watching. We're going to trial out something here which we might continue on doing. Sorry to do it without any warning, boys. What's a decent drop of beer these days? What do we got? What would be appreciated? A slab of
150 lashes.
Come on, chat, just give me something. First one in.
150 lashes. That's a decent drop. It's not some...
150 lashes. Yep. Sounds good to me. Some James Squire. All right, it's a who am I? Everybody can play. First correct answer in chat gets it. So here we go. You boys can play too.
Ooh.
All right, here we go. Who am I? I was born 2nd of March, 1974 in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. I am now retired. I am 5'7". I won a bronze medal at the age of 15. I have won gold medals Yo,
Shane Gould.
I have won gold medals in the Commonwealth Games. In the 1991 Championships in Perth, I won gold in the 200 metres freestyle.
Oh, crap.
You're out. For the rest of my career, I focused on the 800 metres freestyle. Come on, chat.
Oh, I know who it is.
I won a silver medal in the 1992 Summer Olympics.
They don't... Well done, Brocky.
Thank you very much, Brocky. It's coming your way. You're going to have to give me your address of your holiday house. It was Hayley Lewis.
Yeah, his holiday house is in Sunbury, I've heard. So,
Okay.
yep.
Sounds looking like Sean. Very close.
I'll organise that with you, Brocky.
Well done, Brocky. Soon as he
done.
said the second part, I was like, oh, crap.
Nice one.
Brocky doesn't drink. Oh, wow. Oh, man. There you go. I asked for a direct drive with.
It's confirmed.
He doesn't. There you go.
Oh, Brocky. Tough luck. Now you got to start.
He asked for a direct drive wheel. Ah, I see what he did there. Clever man.
All right, top five.
Top 5 Sector 1 accidents. Okay. Well, let's not just go into 5. Let's just go some memorable ones that we can remember. Well, reverse gate's got to be up there, 100%. For those newer members of Sector 1, I'll set the story. But it was a race at Brands Hatch. There was a previous driver, also known as the captain, who went off at Sheen. And then he proceeded to reverse back onto the track. Unfortunately, the guy that was coming around the corner was the good doctor. And one of the biggest T-bones we have ever seen. What made it memorable was the fallout. The fallout was pretty severe. Captain basically was anyone that did a reverse on the track was now known to do a captain. It completely messed up the good doc's already bad season. So definitely memorable, 100%.
Yeah, a little bit of backstory in that season for me too. I was way out of my element that season. I tripped over and fell into the main game season. We had a different qualifying sort of setup for that season. We did some match racing in a Corvette, Group 4, and somehow I managed to make enough points to qualify for the main game, which I was not ready for, and I was not ready for my team. So I had to scramble to fill seats at the end, running into the season because I no longer qualified for the feeder series. And I was way out of my depth that whole season. The car I absolutely hated, and it was just going from bad to worse. And to come around the corner in a race that, off memory, I think I was doing pretty well actually. I think I was in the 10. Come around the corner and just saw a car reversing in front of me and put the brake. All 4 wheels locked up and just slammed into the side of me. But no front splitter, no front end, no front wheels, engine, gearbox. The whole thing was just folded in half. So she was a bit of a rough day, that one.
What was the one at Barcelona? So you come through turn 1 and turn 2, and then it was turn 3 at Barcelona, and there was like 6 or 7 cars involved. I reckon that was one of the first GT3 races we did. And it just, big concertina effect. I remember that one. There was quite a lot of fallout from that one.
Obviously, the one that Motorsport Football 92 they're mentioning.
Of course, the big one.
It's probably number 1.
Yeah.
We want to save that one.
Yeah, that's the big one.
That was a big. That was on our our broadcast open video for a long time. That one. That made 2 or 3 of the through house opening videos to the stream. That particular accident, that was a big crash.
It'd be good to be able to have access to that footage, wouldn't it?
Shiza, Group A Saint Croix. Group A Saint Croix. Which season
Don't mention Barcelona.
was that one? Also, another one at Barcelona when Wardo got taken out. I remember that one very clearly because I remember
The Mustang.
Yep. I remember.
He's not a happy chappy.
I remember the specific words that Fluid had been after that race. They were swift and severe about a certain driver. He was not impressed at all.
I've got a couple of little ones here. This is going way back. So this is for the OG guys that can remember season 1, which was Group 4, max power,
Yep.
minimum weight, open tuning. So these cars were just ridiculous. This is before we had any rules really in place. So the GDR was allowed to race. We had Subarus, we had everything. And these GDRs were absolutely dominant. And Tarmac Terrier just absolutely like walloped the season in this ridiculous Godzilla that he had. And we were doing the top 10 shootout at Bathurst, and he was the unbackable favourite for pole.
Oh,
And
yes.
he come down the hill and he slapped the dipper on the way down the
Yes.
hill and put a big dent in the side of the car and got a penalty and just freaked out.
I remember the comment,
Right.
Terry's got a penalty! Terry's got a penalty!
And if you guys remember that race though, throughout the race too, Wardo leading the way,
Yes.
best in the hedges. BMW comes in for his pit stop, misses the pit
Yep.
entry, slides across the grass, ends up having to do another lap because he missed the pit entry and had to go back onto the circuit. And had to do another lap on the fuel lights. He was limping that car all the way round for another lap. Oh, that was brutal.
Superfly, I'll answer your serious question once we do this little list here, mate. I definitely haven't forgot about it, but we'll come back to that. But I think we talk about the big one. Womble Sean ramming on the final lap at Brands Hatch this season. Mate, I didn't touch. You ran out of talent. It's all it was, mate. You ran out of talent. There's an old saying, there's a famous movie that goes around, let it go. Just let it go. It's gone, okay? Goodbye. You ran out of talent, buddy. That's all there is to it. You've just got to move on. Oh, yes, 100% Scooter. We forgot about that one. The huge wreck at the top of the mountain in the Porsche All-Stars race. The fallout from that one. Wow, wee.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that did not go well.
Oh, of course. Yes, 100%. They even got a YouTube video about it. Oh, yes, definitely. That was hilarious. Wow, some people really need to, take a chill pill. Holy moly. That was definitely... Actually, in terms of fallout, I can't think of a more serious one in terms of fallout. Off the top of my head, no, I definitely can't.
The Porsches at the mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely can't remember a fallout. Yeah, that was... Yeah, wow. Yes, Excalibur did make it in people's blogs and YouTube, and it was everywhere, because certain people take this way too seriously. But the big one. St. Croix, Group A. Lap 1. Start, beautiful. Everyone gets through Wardo very nicely. It's a little bit of bumping and grinding as they coming into a Lacey. Then into Prost. All hell broke loose. Now, I believe it was instigated by the Aston Martin, which turned Wardo around, which then speared Wardo into about 5 or 6 other cars. Basically, 14 drivers, 10 of them were involved in the incident.
Yeah, there's 10 cars.
Yep. Now, me and the good doctor got tasked a lovely job of stewarding that and trying to break it all down.
Oh,
It took us, 3 days? Something like that.
That was, it took us a couple of days.
Yeah.
I know we spent about 4 hours on it after the race that night.
Yep.
We didn't get to bed till about 2 a.m. and we had to bench it because we couldn't finish it. It was just so much happening.
Just remember, it was the build up to the race. You know, it was to be. What was it? An end of a season or a start of a season?
Well, it was the first.
It
time
was
we
to be
raced
the
at St.
first
Croix
time a couple of
because
drivers raced against
Remember
each
the
other
St.
from memory too.
It was the best of the
St.
best.
Croix had just come in on the update. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was all...
We just had St. Croix drop on the update.
And
it was a new track. Everyone was freaking out about it.
And everyone was available as well. All our big drivers were available
That's
as well.
right.
So it was the best of the best, and there was a lot of talk prior to the race as well. It really built up, and
It all went to
it.
I
shit.
think I remember.
I think it is Buffer.
Solo
I
Man
think
popped
it.
out in the lead, didn't he?
Let me do a search before. I'll see if I can do a search. I'll see if I can find it. I do believe it is still on YouTube. I will do a search, and I'll play some fancy games.
Pop it on Discord.
Yeah, and I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, massive, huge, ginormous, massive accident. Still the biggest to this day that I can remember I've called. I can't remember one bigger.
Oh, 10 cars.
Yeah.
It's a huge crash.
It took, yeah, it was.
But, okay, side question. M4 series. Will we see another big crash like that? Because these cars here are, you know, they're a bit light switchy when they get touched. If someone goes around and they don't have the rubber or the aero to avoid a high speed accident like the M3s did and the cars we're used to driving, they are a quick car, but they do not react quickly like the aero improved Group 3 cars do.
I think
Are we going to see another big pile up where they just plough into each other like
two tracks.
that? I think
Two tracks may produce that. No, not Saint Croix. No, Sardinia, and the Nürburgring.
Yeah, because Sardinia is very narrow too, so there's not a lot of way you can go to if you end up in that side.
The Nürburgring because
The other
the
side
bottleneck.
too, though,
The bottleneck's
Yeah.
brutal in a turn one.
The group skill level has really increased a lot since the big one too. Though that was season
Two,
two,
yeah.
I think, off memory,
Yeah.
of Throughout Supercars, which is, you know, going on 2.5 years ago now. So the game's definitely moved on, and the drivers have definitely moved on from where they were at before to the point now. Like you chuck any of the drivers that are in M6 into that grid back there now, and they'd be walking races every week, no problem.
That's actually a good point
Any of them.
to bring up Superfly's question. So, on a serious note, he wanted to know, can we get some clarity around a rule system? Do we follow a rule structure, and is that accessible? I will hand that one over to the good dog.
Shit, thanks, mate.
That's all right, buddy.
There is a preset rule set the stewards do follow. I honestly cannot tell you what it is. I'm not actually on the stewards team anymore. I only sort of oversee the group as a whole when it comes to stewarding, and I'll answer questions or break a tiebreaker if I have to, but otherwise I sort of stay out of it. But the guys in there, they have a set of guidelines that they follow, that Mo and Filthy and Claude and Troy have all got together and over the last couple of seasons. They've obviously tweaked it and moved it and shifted it on the run as they go to better suit our needs. Obviously, these guys here aren't professionals at this thing, so they're learning as they go, even now, and they'll be the first to admit it. But I think there will be some sort of announcement pre-season 3 if any changes have been made to the rules. I do think there's going to be a slight clarification change to how things are reported. So team owners will get that information directly first, and then they'll filter it down to the drivers. As for a rule book per se, I don't think there is actually anything written down in that kind of depth, just because of the man hours it takes to write a column -8, -3, subsection 6 sort of thing. We did try that a long time ago, and it didn't really get read, and everybody sort of didn't realise it was a thing, and there was a lot of effort put into something that really wasn't needed. At the end of the day, the steward guys do an awesome job. They take on very, at times hot-headed drivers, hot-headed team owners, but they, to the best of their ability, will rule it basically car A versus car B versus car C, and so on and so on. The names aren't really relevant to them. Who it is, it doesn't matter, whatever. If they're on the same team as them, it doesn't matter. Once they're in a separate Discord now, the stewards, and once they're in that Discord, nothing else, Sector 1 matters to them. Not their team, not the points, not the championship, nothing. They look at all the incidents individually, based on the information they're given, to which the drivers and the team owners are in control of what they get. So, you know, to based on whatever is reported and sent in. And you know, look, it's got to come down to the fact that this is a hobby. So there's got to be a bit of trust there from the drivers and the team owners that these guys are doing the job to the best of their ability. They're making some really tough calls. They don't always all agree on things either, guys. Like, this is something that I've seen a couple of, especially in the last couple of weeks for the season. There's a lot of incidents that were talked about for days on end before they can reach a consensus. They don't like penning people, as you guys probably understand. They just would much rather it be that you guys don't run into each other at all. Because it makes their job easier. If they can get, I think there was one round last season that they had nothing reported at all, so they got to have a weekend off and didn't have to do anything. That was great.
I think at the
but yeah, so
yeah.
As for them writing a full list of rules and regulations down, look, they're happy to answer questions. If you have something you need to ask, you know, I know Mo's pretty keen to talk to people, you know, in a civilised manner. Don't blast him in his inbox telling him he's a wanker, because he won't tolerate that. But if you have a genuine question, you know, I'm sure Mo is happy to answer it. If you've got something specific you want clarification on, they're good. These guys, Mo, Filthy, Claude as well, Troy, they're more than happy to answer your questions too. So, you know, if you just want clarification on something, don't be afraid to jump in and just ask the question. It's better to know than to not know. It's better to know than to guess. And, you know, team owners as well, you guys, you know, you should know this by now, obviously, but, you know, just to reinforce it, if you have a question, just don't be scared to ask. And if it's something that we feel that everybody needs clarification on, we'll put out an announcement in the channel. We have a channel on the Discord with admin announcements. We'll pop it in there for you guys to read moving forward. That way, hopefully everybody going into Season 3, Round 1 knows where they stand and where they need to be and what needs to happen and what is expected of them if they want to report anything, so we have a nice clean championship moving forward.
Great. I think the biggest thing to remember is we're not going to agree with the umpire's decision, but we have to respect it. That's how I deal with stewarding. Look, I've copped the wrath of very rarely, actually. I'm a pretty clean driver. I very rarely get penalised, which is I'm happy with. But look, there's been a couple of instances I've been involved in. I haven't agreed. 100% I haven't agreed. But you just got to go, you know what? They're the umpires. They make the decisions. We just got to get on with it. And because we are in an environment where we do race motor vehicles, albeit on an electronic platform, there are going to be incidents. It's just the nature of the beast. It's more how you deal with it, and it's more how you handle it and how quickly you move on. I did see a beautiful comment there before. I'm just trying to... There was two, actually. I'm just trying to find it. For crying out bloody loud. Where the hell is it?
While you look for that, I might just quickly chime in it probably took a bit of a backseat this last season when it came to stewarding. I focused on a few other areas and let but had fairly open access to what was happening with stewarding. And I think if the main thing to take from it all is that the boys in there are really just trying to do as good a job as possible. Do it with complete impartiality. Like, we go as far as making sure that none of the stewards involved in the decision making either raced in that race or a part of the teams involved, and always trying to keep it as unbiased a view and approach to it as possible, and really just trying to get that fairest outcome, because it's a fairly transparent thing if you start to play around with the integrity of stewarding, and things fall apart pretty quickly. And I think the fact that we're going into what's potentially a season, how many seasons now, boys? You know,
lots.
It's season 9, 10 or whatever it might be, is a testament to the fact that it is being done at as good a standard as amateurs could do it. You know, otherwise the wheels would have fallen off well and truly by now. And we understand. I mean, if you've ever played cricket before and got given out LB when you got half the bat on the ball and get given out, you know, you learn to live with these things sometimes, even when you're absolutely positive that it's going to go your way. Sometimes it just doesn't, and it's not done with any malice or personal vindictiveness involved there. It's just trying to interpret what's happened and get as fair an outcome as possible. And I think for the most part, the boys do it an amazing job and really should be commended for the amount of time they put into it. Like, it would be very easy to just glance at a replay and go, okay, this is the result, but no, it's so bloody meticulous. It's like a couple of CSI agents going in and look at a murder, you know. It's taken seriously, and it is with that goal of the best possible result.
I think the biggest thing is,
and just to hammer that point home too, is my last season driving in the M3, I had a very ordinary race. I think it was in Spain, and the two investigators of that race were two of my teammates, and they
threw the book at you.
Drew me from the race. They threw the book at me, and I didn't score any points at all. So anyone sort of still holding that impartiality thing sort of needs to just let it go, because in that situation there, if they're they're reporting on their team boss, and they both go, you're stuffed, mate. Sorry, bud, no points for you. And that was, it affected the team they were in too. Like, it affected our championship as a total, because I scored 0. And that was done 100%. They just went, yep, you didn't abide by the rules, do better. So, yeah, that's it.
It is what it is, that's right.
well, I think just to close off that point, a lot of other leagues have stewarding, but they expect you to do all the work. They expect you to get the footage. Exactly. You've got to put in the footage. You've got to sort of put your case across, and they basically just make a judgment call on that. Our stewards actually do it properly. They look at the footage. They have conversations about it. They get both sides of the story from drivers if they are involved in things. There's a whole lot of moving parts that goes into a decision. Now, I'm not part of the stewarding team, and I'm actually out of the stewarding room now, because at the end of the day, all I need to see as a commentator is the results of said incidents. So I don't need to see the process behind it, but I have seen it and what goes on there. And there is a lot of moving parts. And make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, all stewards don't agree. I'm going to give you the hot tip right there. Because one person might say, racing incident, where the other person might say, oh, you know what, I think he actually caused that. So they have to then come to a common consensus on, just before I finish that point, Mumble, get stuffed. They have to come to a consensus that is best for not just driver and said drivers, but also as S1 as a whole. They have to look at it and go, okay, if we make this decision, what is our overarching effect in S1 and how we're going to be looked at? And I feel our stewards are the most integral part of Sector 1, and it's what defines us as a really great place to race, is that integrity and also that impartiality, which is something very hard to come by, definitely. And yeah, so well done to the stewards, big thumbs up, and we will get you a gold pen one of these days, Mo. I think we should get him a gold pen. But other than that, guys, look, I think we'll just about finish it up. It's been a great for something that we cobbled together pretty quickly. I think it's been one of our best, so it's been a lot of fun. So thank you to the good doc for joining us, as always, mate.
Thanks for having me, boys.
So I hope you enjoyed. That was a lot of fun. Thank you to Claude.
Thanks, mate.
Well,
worth it.
Yep, definitely. Massive thank you goes to all our fantastic viewers. You guys are amazing as always. Big congratulations again goes to Alan. Hope you enjoy that rig, mate. We are expecting another video with you sitting in the rig with more fantastic sayings as well, please. So we definitely want that. Pants are optional.
Community series is calling, Alan. Let's go.
Yep, definitely. So Saturday night will be the M3 special event. Stay across all Discord for all the information for that as well. Most likely will be up either later tonight or tomorrow. It's not a big change, but we will put up just to make sure that you are all over it. But other than that, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Have a fantastic weekend. We will speak to you on Saturday night. But other than that, this is Sean, aka Go, signing off for now. And you've been watching and listening to the Microsector.